Hi yogis, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we're talking about Virabhadrasana A or Warrior A, which is a pose that features a few times in our Sun Salutation B, as well as in the little vinyasa flow sequence that we do to transition from standing to seated poses. And the reason I like this pose so much is because it provides us with a really great opportunity to stretch into the front of the hips, the hip flexors, especially the psoas and the quadricep muscles. We don't have so much of an opportunity to stretch these muscles elsewhere in the sequence, and they are some of the tightest muscles in modern day people because of all the time that we spend seated. So it's a really great pose as long as you know how to set up the position of the feet, the legs and the hips so that you can really work into those muscles. So that's what we're going to talk about today. If you're going to practice with me, then come up to standing on your mat and we'll come straight into the pose from here. So let's just take the feet nice and wide and raise the arms. You should maybe have the ankles roughly under the wrists for this one, but you can adjust your position as we go through this posture depending on your proportions. Okay, so first is the position of the feet. For Virabhadrasana A, we're going to turn the right foot all the way to the back of the mat. So swipe it out 90 degrees and then turn your back foot into 45 degrees. So can you see that? My back foot is at 45 degrees, right foot is at 90 degrees. And what we're aiming for here is to start to bend the right knee and bring the ankle directly above, the knee directly above the ankle, working towards getting this thigh parallel with the mat. Okay, so the lower you go, the more challenging it will be for your strength. Now, first thing you'll notice is my left hip has started to open to the side. In this position, you're not getting any stretch really into the front of this hip, which is what we want in Virabhadrasana A. So what you've really got to try to do is internally rotate this hip, this thigh bone, and maybe even turn the back foot in a bit more until you're pretty much square. You'll never reach all the way to a square position, but to a point where you can feel the stretch on the front of this hip. Okay, once you've found that, make sure your lower belly is switched on. So rather than just letting the bum stick out and letting go of the abdominals, you want to keep this zipped on because it will help you to stretch into that muscle. The only thing you don't want to do is completely flatten out your lower back, because that's not such a stable position for the lower back. Okay, so you want your lower back to have a nice gentle curve in its natural curve. So keep the belly switched on without over flattening the lower back. Good. Strong legs. Now we're going to start to lift the spine away from the pelvis, reach the chest forwards and up, and then reach the arms up to the ceiling. Gaze up to the thumbs, and then we stay here for 5 breaths. So try to really tilt the chest forward and up. Heart reaches up to the ceiling, and then straighten your right leg. And let's turn to the side and do the left side. So left foot faces the back of the mat. Back foot 45 degrees, and then just adjust your position until you find the stretch in that right hip flexor. So if you tilt the pelvis under, you'll find that it activates the stretch more. Just make sure you're not completely flattening out the lower back. Left knee bends so that the knee is over the ankle, and then keep the belly switched on. Start to lift the chest up, reach up with the arms, gaze up to the thumbs, pushing out through the back heel, stretching into the front of the hip. And then exhale, straighten the leg, turn to the side. It's quite challenging to stay in that pose and give you lots of instructions, but I hope you got the idea of what I was working towards. So main thing that we're looking to stretch in Virabhadrasana A, or certainly the thing that I get the most out of this pose, is stretching the front of the hips and the quads. I hope these tips have been useful for you. Let me know which one is your favorite by dropping me a comment below. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you'd like to hear more from me in the future. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.